Hi everyone, apparently I'm not wearing a mask right now because I'm having my drink. So if you can see behind me right now, this is Melody Spring. And Melody Spring is under a PAP MP known as Derek Goh. And this is actually Yishun GRC, which is led by Minister Shanmugam. If you can see behind me, there are about 50 children running about with their parents. The reason is because in Singapore, about 43,000 or actually more than 43,000 families are being affected by the government's failure in our housing policy. In the past, houses were being built first and then sold to Singaporean families. But right now, because housing is a cash cow to the Singapore government, the Singapore government is having something called the build to order, which is called BTO, which in this sense, they actually collect the order before building the house. Because of this, more than 43,000 Singaporean families are being affected. So how are they being affected? Because houses have been delayed by a year or even more so and still counting. Take for example this Melody Spring. It's supposed to be delivered in last year, but until now it is not being built yet. Because of this, 2,350 Singaporean families actually went to the Singapore government to look for interim housing. And there are only 160 units available for these families. So thousands of Singaporeans are actually being homeless right now. What exactly is the Singapore government doing about it? Nothing, because they simply blame it on the COVID. But they didn't actually blame it on themselves for their failure, for their failing, for their housing policies. Not only that, this PAP MP over here is called Derek Goh, whereby his slogan is home with a heart. But is it because Singaporean now has no home and therefore he has no heart? Because over here, this is also led by PAP MP Shanmugam, and look at all the kids below. Just look at how he ran his own GRC. Look at all the people here. They have no plans of how they are going to occupy the residents' time at all. They don't even build enough preschool in this area, although it is being led by Anchor Minister, Law Minister, Home Affairs Minister Shanmugam. They didn't even plan on how to occupy all these children, and they talk so much about greenery, recycling, but there is no community garden in this estate as well. Thousands of Singaporean families are actually being homeless, and millions of Singaporean families actually earn less than a take-home pay of $2,000. So the Singapore government can actually feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, because about 1 million Singaporeans are having a take-home pay of less than $2,000. On the SingStat website, there is no breakdown of how many of them are actually Singaporean and Singaporean PR. So why is the government not being transparent about all these data? So the government can feel free to point out to me. And you can see so many children are just playing at the background because there is no preschool. A lot of teenagers are going around because there is no job, and a lot of families are just loitering outside because there is no home. And the PAP MPs over here probably has no heart. You can leave your comments down below and let me know how the Singapore situation is like right now to you. Because right now over here, what you can see are a lot of people just playing around in the playground. And if you look behind, this is a road. And some of the children are actually running along the road, which is very dangerous if you see at the back. So parents are actually chasing them over there as well. And this is what happens when this estate has no MP doing his proper job. And there is also no activities such as community garden for them to plant greeneries. There is no activities to occupy the children. There's no activities for family bonding. So yeah, this is the situation in Singapore right now, whereby the government doesn't care about our fundamental needs such as housing, and yet they still dare to blame it on COVID. So what other issues do Singaporeans face? Leave your comments down below. And feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But if I'm not wrong, then feel free to share this video with your families and friends to raise awareness on the Singapore situation. Thank you.